Okay, we're going to start with the campaign basics. This is a GURPS system. For those who don't know, that's Generic Universal Role-Playing System, as made by Steve Jackson. For those who do know, it starts out, the adventure is in space, Tech Level 9, and the basics are that I wanted to keep things as hard science as possible, at least at first. We can always get crazy later. But when it comes to a space campaign, you always have to have that one element if you're going to have anything other than a campaign in the system, and only one system. You have to have FTL, or faster than light travel, of course. So, to make FTL as limited as possible but still workable, what I did was make it to where there are two gates. They are singly connected, and they are two-way, in that one can go to one and one can go to the other. So if I have one in one system, I have to make another in another system. So the intervening spaces can be avoided going from point A to point B without going through the space. In reality, or in the reality that I am proposing, it's actually traveled through a gravity well with folded space, which currently is a proposed theory that could work. So, when a jump gate opens on this side, it as close to instantly as it can opens on the other. It takes 1 second per light year for the signal to cross from here to here. Okay? It takes also that long for a ship to cross from here to here. Okay? So the question was asked to me, what would happen if something happens to either of the gates? Because no matter how quick that is, someone could still, let's say, nuke one of the gates, or sabotage it, or stop the program, any way, shape, or form. So I thought of it, and maybe I'll get some better ideas, that either it wouldn't go at all, or be snapped back, or it would have major amounts of damage, whether it went back or all the way through, or it would stop somewhere in the middle, which would be just as bad as being damaged but being on one side or the other because of the huge distances, especially if it was a vessel not designed to go through that kind of space where there's nothing. That could be on a die roll. So that's the only bit of super science involved, at least at first. Gravity is spin gravity. Any ship made for long-range transportation is going to have spin gravity. One of the things that they talked about that's kind of a reality in space is that there ain't no stealth in space. You have heat, you got to radiate it. That said, to try to look for something in space is difficult to do. But if you're burning off a rocket, it ain't tough. Most vehicles will need nothing more than passive sensors. Getting off the subject, the FTL has one more requirement. It requires nothing from the ships, but it does require something of an immense amount of power from the gates. So a large amount of tariff and tax and money is needed. This is Logan. Hi. Okay. Bye. Wrong number. Okay. So that, in a nutshell, is faster than light travel. It's basically the technology that I call interdimensional technology. And I'll explain the three types of technologies that make up my campaign eventually. In my campaign, when mankind left Earth, they did it before FTL was invented or discovered. They went STL, or slower than light, all the way across in generation ships or cold sleep ships. So by the time it was invented, Earth, let's assume, had the invention. They had the coordinates. And they sent the technology back across to make them. It took probably several hundred years to do this, even at best speed. But once made, then the systems could be linked. So now the campaign area only spans 20 systems. That doesn't seem like much compared to Star Wars or Star Trek. But believe me, it's a good start for 20 systems at Tech Level 9. The political situation, as I see it, is that each system in general is their own nation. They really don't need each other for trade, except for items that are unique or items they can't make because they don't have the blueprints, such as a monopoly on a company that won't give out the plans. Then there's trade. The old or the newer systems being more likely to need that sort of trade. Also, the parent system, that being Earth, has many such gates, and so do many of the systems, many such gates linking